Well, as a kid growing up, I always played the diddley bow as a kid. And I came to find out that a diddley bow is one of the Delta's first blues instruments. It derives from an African instrument called the corda. But back in the day, all the old blues musicians from the Mississippi Delta that you can name played a diddley bow before they ever saw a guitar. The diddley bow was the #1 instrument. The kids couldn't afford one with a box on it. It started out with just a string of wire on the wall of the house. It was my diddley bow. I played it on the wall of the house and on a stick. But the more popular diddley bows was a box. Even before the cigar box, they built a little wood box and put a stick through it and so it would resonate. Then later on when they started making the cigar boxes, the wood cigar boxes, then they got the idea that they could use that for their diddley bow box. And so all the diddley bows were square then because everybody used the cigar box to make their diddley bows. And even Bo Diddley, that's why he played a square guitar. Because when he was playing his diddley bow, everybody loved it. That's how he got his name, Bo Diddley, because he played the diddley bow. And so they just called it backwards, you know. Bo Diddley played the diddley bow. And so the years went by, Bo Diddley friends started teasing him about his square guitar, you know, that old diddley bow. That thing's out of style, stopped playing that old thing. So he had a problem with his friends, and when he went and bought him a regular guitar, the fans, hey, where's your diddley bow? We like the diddley bow. So now his friends was teasing him about the square, the diddley bow, and the fans wanted him to play the diddley bow. But his friends didn't like the diddley bow. So he had him a square guitar made. He made him a square guitar. It was a real guitar, but it was square like the diddley bow. So the fans was happy, and the friends was happy because he had a regular guitar. But me as a kid, I like playing the diddley bow, and I'm the only one playing the diddley bow today. And so I decided to start making my own instruments when I decided to choose blues to make a living. You cannot make a living playing the blues if you're from Mississippi. So I chose to not have a job and to play blues for a living. Wasn't working out too well, so I started making my guitars. I said, well, I'll make me a diddley bow and sell it. So I started making guitars and diddley bows, and they were selling. I was selling them pretty good. So, and I run out of cigar boxes and other things to mess, so I started taking anything I could find, like a ceiling fan, and so I started giving them names. It's round like a banjo with a diddley bow neck. I call it a bojo. And I make a regular guitar round with a ceiling fan, round like a ceiling fan, like a banjo with a guitar neck, so I call it a guijo. So we just sum it all up and we call them all chictars. Chiktars, chictars. Maybe all the guitars are made by Super Chickan, we'll call them chictars. But I like making my own instruments because I always wanted to be different. Like there's a Muddy Water, there's a Jimmy Reed, there's a John Lee Hooker, there's a Howlin' Wolf. All these guys were themselves. So everybody else is playing their music. So somebody else has got to be themselves. So I decided to be Super Chickan and be different. By me being different, so I have different instruments, different style of music. I sing, not these guys' songs, but I sing about them in my songs, you know. I mention them in my songs because I'm the grandchild of the Delta. I used to sit down as a kid and watch these people play, you know. I sit there and look at them and look, you know, like these are huge kings, you know. They played with my grandpa. So I call them my granduncles and grandparents and what have you. So I'm the grandchild of the Delta because all of the original Delta blues musicians has just about died out. I'm about one of the last of the originals. And that's why I call myself the grandchild. And trying to keep it all alive by playing the diddley bow and making my own guitars is how everybody started out because poor people can't buy what they want. So you gotta, you know, make what you want. And when I was a kid, Mama used to call me her little sunshine. And her favorite song was, "You Are My Sunshine." And every time I got in trouble, I'd run and grab my diddley bow and I'd play that song for her. I'd get out of trouble. That time. But one day, I got in trouble and I run and grabbed my diddley bow and I was gonna play her favorite song. She sat there and listened. She said, "That's mighty nice of you, baby, to play Mama's favorite song." She said, "But here lately, you've been getting a little rough. As soon as you get through that song, tie your tail up. Got a whooping in the house. So I played that song for her.
For make your instrument?
Everywhere in the junk pile. But be careful when I come to your house, I'll get your fan at the top of the house. So I found objects anywhere I can find them. Sometimes people give them to me, or I go around and scrap them up and what have you, And most of the time, if they throw them in the junk or something, I get them out of the junk. But I run out of guitar parts, so I have to go to the pawn shop and buy a old guitar from the pawn shop to have parts to make these with.
I'm only 9 years old, dragging me a 9-foot sack. Working to the rhythm of a train coming down the track. I can hear my mama praying, oh Lord, have mercy on my child. I can hear my mama praying, Lord, have mercy on my child. That old sun is beaming down, be alright after a while. Shoot that thing.